Hi guys, summer has officially entered Portugal and I am so happy and excited to be sharing with you my top 10 Middle Eastern summer perfume recommendations for women. I know it took some time. I had a lot of requests from you guys to do my summer perfume recommendations for women. I am aware that I have subscribers from tropical countries who's looking for the perfect everyday summer scents that not only smell fresh, clean, and amazing, but also last. So today is the day I made sure that I am giving you my best recommendations in today's video because you know that I am testing out a lot of Middle Eastern perfumes almost daily, and the 10 that I'm featuring today are like my chef's kiss, best of the best summer perfume recommendations for women. So I'm gonna start off with fragrances that are best for daily use. You know, something easy grab. You want to smell instantly clean straight away when you spray it. You just want to smell fresh, clean, and not sticky. These are the kind of scents that I will highly recommend you. First up is Bamboo Reflection by Arabiyat Prestige. Now, this is a straightforward, citrusy, minty, slightly woody scent that smells very, very fresh. The first note that I noticed from this perfume at first spray is mint and lemons. So to me, it's kind of giving virgin mojito vibes, very refreshing. It almost smells like an iced virgin mojito. Imagine crushed mint, squeezed lemon, sparkling water. Then that's how Bamboo Reflection smells like. This has some sweetness as well that is not too much, just enough for this fragrance not to smell too citrusy and minty. Very refreshing scent, guys. If you watch my channel often, you know that I've talked about Bamboo Reflection a lot of times because I really enjoy the scent. Bamboo Reflection is inspired by Torino 21. However, the difference that I noticed is that this is kind of like soapy fresh in the dry down. So yeah, imagine virgin mojito plus some soapy vibes. Then you're gonna get Bamboo Reflection. Performance is very good on this one as it lasts on me around 4 to 6 hours, and this is a kind of scent that I don't mind respraying from time to time because it is that refreshing because of the mint. Once again, Bamboo Reflection by Arabiyat Prestige, and this perfume is unisex. All right, another easy reach is Vibrant Vetiver Delight, one of the very first Middle Eastern perfumes that I talked about in my channel. Basically, this is a fresh and clean smelling citrus woody scent that smells so clean and pretty. I would say if the sound of a clean smelling, I feel pretty, lemon, musk, and vetiver combo sounds appealing to you, I highly recommend you checking out Vetiver Delight. I think I'm featuring this fragrance every summer perfume recommendations because I truly believe that it smells so good. This is also giving clean aesthetic vibes. So, you know, having said that, very I feel pretty kind of scent. In case you don't know yet, this is a dupe of Byredo's Bal de Freak, and I will say that it's quite close. It's just that Vibrant Vetiver Delight is muskier in the final dry down. Nevertheless, fresh and clean summer scent that I will always recommend to you guys. Once again, Vibrant Vetiver Delight from Paris Corner, and this perfume is unisex. Next up is another everyday freshie that I'm so excited to finally take out of the shelf, Safari Breeze by French Avenue. This is a beautiful citrus woody scent with an added addictive creamy coconut. So Having said that, this is kind of giving like an island vibes kind of summer. I find Safari Breeze to be addictive and refreshing because of the spearmint and creamy coconut combo. This is a kind of scent that I think a lot of you will like. Now, it has a prominent oak moss in the final dry down though, giving this fragrance that green mossy nuance. So just keep that in mind. I actually think oak moss gives longevity to a fragrance because even if it's not prominent in the first 30 minutes, if I see oak moss in the base, the final dry down is always about like 40% oak moss plus the rest of the notes. Anyway, guys, I think you will enjoy this fragrance if you are also into creamy coconut because there's something very tropical about it, and I am loving it so much to the point that this might be on my summer perfume tray this year. Yeah, because I love that mint and creamy coconut combo. Once again, Safari Breeze by French Avenue, and I find this fragrance to be unisex. Next up is Ravine Ice, once again by French Avenue. Now, this perfume is definitely refreshing and clean. I'm gonna categorize this fragrance as more of like an aromatic citrus, salty scent combo. It is so beautiful. I think it is a great unisex scent. It kind of reminds me of the smell of the sea. And I think it's because of the salt and something aquatic that I am getting out of this fragrance. This is a kind of summer scent that I will highly recommend for both men and women. I'm gonna categorize this as more of like an aquatic, salty, citrusy scent. However, it is an aquatic kind of scent that doesn't lean more masculine, in my opinion. This is perfectly unisex, and yeah, if you enjoy, let's say, Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. By the way, this is not a dupe of it, but I'm just saying that if you enjoy that kind of scent, you will love Ravine Ice. This is actually inspired by Goldfield and Banks Pacific Rock Moss, and guys, they're very, very similar. This is a kind of dupe that I will highly recommend because of the similarity to Pacific Rock Moss. So yeah, highly recommend Ravine Ice. All right, next up is a newly discovered fragrance of mine, and this is from the brand Rayhaan. This is the only big bottle that I have from them, and this is called Jungle Vibe. If you watch my channel, you know that I fell in love with Jungle Vibe. This is basically a green aquatic soapy scent that is very uplifting. There's something about it that to me smells very summery and at the same time very like good vibes. There's something about Jungle Vibes that not only makes me feel instantly clean, but it's a very uplifting summery scent, considering that it is not a citrusy kind of scent. As mentioned, this is something that I will describe as like a green aquatic soapy scent. Such a beautiful easy wear summer fragrance, very unisex as well. So apparently this is duping Dries Van Noten Santal Greenery. I haven't tried that fragrance yet, so I'm not gonna comment if they are similar or not. However, all I can say is that it is a beautiful, easy reach summer scent, and I highly recommend it if the sound of an uplifting green aquatic soapy scent sounds appealing to you. I bought a lot of Rayhaan samples, and this is the one that I purchased immediately. So yeah, once again, Jungle Vibe by Rayhaan. All right, next up is one of my most used perfume this year, and this is Island Dreams by Khadlaj. Guys, if you're looking for a citrusy, musky scent, However, you want it to be a little bit different, not a typical citrus freshie, then I highly recommend you Island Dreams. Basically, this is a ginger, grapefruit, and clean musk combo that to me smells very fresh and at the same time classy. Now, I'm gonna mention though that the first sprays of this can somehow give that fairy dishwashing liquid vibes. However, as it sits, it becomes more special. Now, it also has a very strong ambroxan that made this fragrance long lasting, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind because I think if your skin agrees with ambroxan, you will love Island Dreams. And I love the fact that it is not just lemons, it is contrasted by the zingy ginger. That ginger gave difference to this fragrance along with the ambroxan and clean smelling musk in the base. I brought Island Dreams to my vacation in Philippines in February, and basically I was using this perfume on a daily basis when I was there, and I just love how fresh it made me feel. Once again, Island Dreams by Khadlaj. And if you still don't know, this is inspired by Louis Vuitton's Symphony, and they are very similar. All right, next up, I will say is one of the best Middle Eastern perfume releases this year. This is a kind of summer freshie that I will recommend if you're also looking for a signature scent. And, for example, you live in a tropical country. This is Jasmere by French Avenue. And basically, this is honeyed, soft, white florals and tea combo that to me just smells absolutely amazing. Jasmere is an incredible dupe of Marc Antoine Barrois Tilia, and it is a kind of dupe that I will highly recommend because it is that good. Not only it is that similar to Tilia, but the performance as well is close to Tilia because this perfume is quite beastly. You don't need to overspray in order to be smelled. And yeah, there's just something about it that smells very classy and clean. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a summer signature scent that will last and project the entire day. Jasmere is an incredible release, definitely in my top 5 Middle Eastern perfume discovery this year. The final dry down of Jasmere is quite soapy as well, making this fragrance like the ultimate summer signature scent in my opinion. The florals in here gave the elegant factor, and I'm talking about soft jasmine and orange blossom combo. It is not a floral scent, however, something that I will describe as a fresh floral and clean musk combo. Once again, Jasmere by French Avenue, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. All right, what is a summer perfume recommendation without talking about my favorite coconut from the Middle Eastern market? Coconut Lagoon by Paris Corner. Guys, there's a lot of coconut dominant scents from the Middle Eastern market, but to me, nothing beats Coconut Lagoon. If you love coconut in fragrances, this is a must try. Basically, this smells like a tropical cocktail, mainly coconut and lemons. So imagine this, you have a fruit cocktail of watermelon, apple, lemon in a bowl of coconut water. Very refreshing and definitely giving that tropical holiday vibes. I absolutely love it. One of my favorites, I will say in my top 3 Paris Corner perfumes, and I highly recommend it if you are looking for a perfume that will smell like a tropical holiday. I will say these two have the same vibe, however, not redundant, okay? So, yeah, This is something that I will recommend for an affordable tropical summer scent. Once again, Coconut Lagoon by Paris Corner. All right, the last two fragrances are perfumes that I will recommend if ever you are going for any special occasion. Let's say, a baptism, a garden wedding, or even like a beach wedding. These are the perfumes that to me smells very elegant, classy, but still like summery. Angham Second Song by Lattafa. This to me is the ultimate I feel pretty kind of scent. Basically, this is a sweet, peony, praline, and musk combo that I love so much. This is one of my best discoveries from the Middle Eastern market this year as well. If you watch my channel, you know that already. This smells very pretty and feminine, a floral scent that doesn't really smell like flowers basically, because this is more of like a puny forward scent. So imagine like a watery pink roses that smells very fresh and clean, and it is sweetened by praline. This is such a beautiful, I feel pretty kind of scent, and this is a kind of perfume that I will wear if ever I have to attend, for example, like a garden wedding. I love this perfume so much. You know that already, to the point that I consider this as like the number one Lattafa release of the year so far. Once again, Angham Second Song by Lattafa, and I find this fragrance to be feminine leaning. Last but not the least is something that I will recommend for all the floral lovers out there. This is Nafais Sharq by Khadlaj, and this is a perfume that to me smells special occasion. Basically, this is more about like floral kind of scent, and it is a kind of floral scent that to me smells very elegant and classy. The main notes that I'm getting from this fragrance are gardenia, freesia, sweet vanilla, amber, and apricot. So I will say it's more of like a floral, fruity scent, but still mainly floral scent. And this just smells very elegant. Highly recommend it if you are attending, for example, like a church wedding this summertime. Something that is kind of like more elevated. This is the perfume that I highly recommend. One of the best creations of Khadlaj in my opinion, as it smells elegant and classy. And yeah, I highly recommend it if you are more of like a floral girly looking for a special occasion scent this summertime. Once again, Nafais Sharq by Khadlaj. So that is the video for today, guys. Those are my carefully chosen top 10 summer perfumes for women this 2026. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and see you on my next one. Bye!